All right, we're gonna look at how to use YouTube to auto transcribe a Spanish recording. So here you have this. We've got our ELAN file. It's already loaded, right? We've got our WAV file loaded into here. And here I changed the format of the tier structure a little bit just to make this a little bit easier for reasons that will become evident towards the end of this tutorial here. But we've got a transcription tier and a translation tier. We're going to dispense with the segment tier for the numbers because we don't really need that for these frog stories. So what we're going to do, so we have to upload the audio to YouTube. Now YouTube won't take an audio file. It has to be a video file. So which that means you need to take the audio file and make it into a video. The easiest way to do that with software that you probably already have installed in your computers with PowerPoint. So here's PowerPoint. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to insert the audio file that I want to use. So I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to go over here to Audio. I'm going to select Audio on my PC. And now I'm going to go to where I have the audio file that I want to use, which is this one right here. Insert. Okay, that's all you got to do. Now, what I'm going to do now, at least that's the first thing you got to do. Now I'm going to go to File, Export, Create a Video. And just sure it's full HD. It doesn't have to be ultra or anything. It doesn't really matter. All right, I'm going to click Create Video. I'm going to save it, just for example, now on my desktop as, let's just call this Frog 11. I'm going to export it. And that will take just not even a minute. You can see at the bottom the progress bar as it converts it to a video. And it's done. Okay, so we can go check it. So we can go to our desktop. We can find that video we just made. Here it is, an MP4 file, and we can check. Okay.
El perrito, la tortuga está mirando. Acá el niño le está riñendo al sapito, su sapito, su tortuga.
All right, looks like it worked, right? So we have a video. So all that did is basically just create a visual, like a still image to go with the audio. So now it's ready to upload to YouTube. So let's close this. Let's go to YouTube. Have a YouTube account, and then towards the top, we're going to click Create, Upload a Video. And here we'll just drag and drop or select the file. What do we call it? Frog 11. Frog 11. Open. Okay, now here's the YouTube upload thing. So all we're really going to do, let's see. We don't really, okay, this is important. So on this, the first tab under details, we're going to click the show more under age restriction. We're going to click that. Then we're going to scroll down to language and caption certification. So we need to tell YouTube this video we're uploading, the audio is in Spanish. Okay, so we're going to select this. We're going to go down to Spanish. And let's select Latin America. I don't know what caption, sure. We don't need to do anything about that. All right, that's all you got to do here. We're going to click next. We're going to click next. No copyright. Okay, sure. Next. Now, just to be sure, just to be safe, we're going to select private. Okay. This data, we don't necessarily want it to be shared or visible on YouTube unless we want it to, right? In other context here. So let's just go ahead and click private. And we'll click save. All right, so now what's going to happen is, let's see. Here it is. Is it done already? Usually, depending on the length of the audio file, it might take 5, 10 minutes, maybe more. This one might be done now, though, which is pretty quick. I guess it's only 3 minutes long, so that's pretty short. So once it's here in your video list and once it's uploaded, we're going to click on this pencil for details. Okay. And then on this menu on the left side of the screen, we're going to click subtitles. Okay, looks like it's still processing automatic captions. Okay, so what that means is that YouTube is still, oh wait, hold on, English video language. Oh, I think it's English. Oh no, here they are. Okay, yeah, Spanish automatic captions, and they are published. I'm still curious. So let's go ahead and look at them. So to examine those, we're going to click on this pencil. All right. And here, okay, YouTube's interface is a little bit different, but if I'm using ELAN, this be kind of familiar, right? So here's our segments. Here's the waveform. So let's just go ahead and play it and see how it does.
Okay.
Let's just go to the middle of the video. You want to check the whole thing, and you're going to ignore the little bit at the beginning where it's me speaking. But for the purposes of this demonstration, let's just go ahead and skip to the middle.
Ya metí una patadaza.
Okay, this is just the scrub bar catching up to where it is in the
Acá
video.
el niño le está riñendo al sapito
Here we are.
y la tortuga está mirando y el perrito. Acá
So one problem you'll notice immediately is that YouTube makes their segments a little bit bigger, like a lot bigger than they need to be. Now, you can edit it here, or you can edit it in Elon if you want. I prefer to edit in Elon because the interface is a little bit easier. But if you wanted to, you could do it here.
Acá el niño está subiendo a su balsa, su tortuga y su sapito.
All right, mostly here we're kind of just looking for like lexicon check. How well did it do with the words?
Acá el niño está en su bote, el sapo está saltando. Acá en el bote está tortuga y el sapo grande al sapo chiquito le ha metido un patadas.
All right, so it looked just from this little handful of segments you looked at, it looked like it did okay. All right. As I said, the segment parsing isn't ideal, but as far as like just recognizing words and transcribing them, it did all right, as far as we can tell. All right, so if we wanted to save any settings here, we could do that. But I'm not going to, because we don't need to do that for this. So let's just go ahead and close this. We're going to discard the changes. So now to get this file for the subtitles and to put it into Elon, we're going to mouse over here where it says published. We're going to click on this pencil. Oh, no, we're not. This way. We're going to click on this three dot button here, three vertical dots. We're going to click download. I'm going to select SRT. Okay, that's this kind of this universal standard for subtitle files. These are the kinds of files that are also subtitle file types, but SRT is it's the most widely used one. I don't know if Elon will take a VTT or an SBB, but they will take an SRT. So let's go ahead and download the SRT. So there it is. All right, so let's go back to our Elon file. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go File, Import, and we're going to select Subtitle/Audacity label file. All right, and then we're going to find our captions. So it's called the one I did right now is captions1.srt. We're going to open it, and Elon will think about that for a few seconds. And here we are. Okay. So you'll notice that it uploaded it as its own tier. Okay. So if we wanted to, ideally, we would do the following. So what we're going to do is we're going to now move all these annotations into the transcription tier, and we can do that all at once. Okay. We're going to go to the top. We're going to go to the tier menu. We're going to go tier, and we're going to go to copy annotations from tier to tier. Select that, select the subtitle tier, click next, Then we're going to select the destination tier, which in this case is transcription. Click next. All annotations. Finish. Boom. Okay. Now we can just delete this subtitle tier. We don't need it anymore. So delete. Yep. Okay. So here is our transcription. You'll notice they put punctuation in there, and it's not always great. So at this point, if this is good enough, like here, this is a good example of, let's see.
Están acariciando al sapito, su perrito, su tortuga.
So you notice how it put su tortuga and its own intonational unit at the end of here. I don't think that's great. So what I would do, I'd delete this. I click on this. I would go options. I go segmentation mode. I'd stretch it out to here. I go back to annotation mode. And I click it and I put, what does he say? Isu sapo or just sapo?
Están acariciando al sapito, su perrito, su tortuga.
Oh, su tortuga.
Están acariciando al sapito, su perrito, su tortuga.
Su tortuga. Okay. And that is a better, you can see like the placement they like here's acá,
Acá,
but it only captured like a chunk of it.
acá.
Yeah, see that's not ideal either. So we go to segmentation mode, we would adjust the segment. So one thing you could do is just go through before even like doing any translations, you would just go through the whole recording in segmentation mode to fix the issues with its segmentation. That may take a while. I mean, in a short recording like this, it wouldn't take very long, but in a longer recording, that could take more time. And we might also have to like recut things, right? Like, for example,
Ok, el niño está jugando, el sapito está de panza, el otro
so you might make all of this one intonational unit and this its own intonational unit. So that will require removing things from this intonational unit, like changing the size here, removing text here, moving this one out and putting it here. So it could be a bit, and then combining this annotation with the next one, which is pretty easy to do. Just go merge the next annotation. But then you just got to make sure the text matches what's being said in here. So if it's pretty messy, then it may not be worth it to do this at all. It may just be easier to just transcribe it, segment it yourself, and then transcribe it. But you could test that yourself. Whisper may also do a better job than YouTube at segmenting, but I don't know. We'll have to find that out. So yeah, you could go through the whole thing, and then if it is the case that you are doing the translations, after you do all that, you just come down here and start doing your translations, right? Okay, the child or the boy is playing, right? And then the rest of it's over there then. Okay, so that's how we would do this. It's pretty simple, not too difficult. It's just a question of, oh, this is interesting. I don't want to place this one at the end. That's another weird thing. Huh. We just want to delete that. I just want to delete this specific annotation. That's really odd. Screw this guy. What does it think that here is here? There's nothing there. So yeah, another not great example of YouTube's transcription, auto transcription abilities. All right, that's it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. May not be worth the time, but this is just how you do it. If it is in case, this is the best way to do it.